What's good, everybody? Tony Talks back. Told you I was going to have my guest. I've been trying to get this man on for a while.
You told who?
Everybody. Everybody. I told him multiple times. But he's finally arrived. We worked it out. His schedule's busy.
Oh, like I'm not driving down the street. Come on now.
Our schedules have been conflicting.
Oh, come on now.
But yeah, man, this is my dad, my pops. What's up, pops?
What's up, man? Schedules conflict.
Yeah, so, yeah. So,
alrighty, sir.
Yeah, man. I talk about him a lot. You know, he is, always will be. It's my best friend, man. My guy. You know, especially in black men. You know, the persona is, dads aren't around, so on and so forth. But in my case,
I'm around too much.
It's my dog. You know what I mean?
I was around too much.
Good, bad, and the ugly. He was going to be there.
Y'all didn't even like me.
Man, there's things you're going to hear that he said and the way he raised us. And now that I'm older and I tell people the stories, man, I'm like, it wasn't perfect, but it was worth it. It was great.
I mean,
the blessing.
Trying. Anything you try at, you're going to make. You know what I'm saying? Even if, say you went to go climb a mountain, you're going to make missteps. So raising y'all, I'm trying too. How did I know what I was doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, you raising me, I'm raising you. And the world raising us both. Man, come on, man, we're going to make mistakes. Hey, but the thing is, you just have to keep on keeping on,
Yeah, I just, a lot of things I say and the way I am is because of him. I've always been able to be my authentic self, honest, emotional. We may argue as I got older. There's things that we talked about that majority of people, even as adults, don't even talk about with their parents. Mm. They don't feel comfortable. But I'm blessed, man. And my mom even vouches for, like, if your dad wasn't in the picture, we don't know telling how y'all would have ended up. And we thank him for it. Him and my brother, they got a tough relationship growing up sometimes, but he's hard-headed just like him. They twins.
Oh, come on now.
But, yeah, my dad was 19 when I was born. Mm-hmm. And they take me through that, man. I never really got to, ask you how was it when you was 19 years old and I came into the world.
It's scary when you got here. Like, when at first, like when you was in your mom's stomach, it was, I'm listening for you, feeling the kicks, that kind of stuff, just happy. But then when you show up and the first thought you have is, I am responsible for this little human being. Yeah. This is my responsibility. That's what scares you. Because being 19, I can't even take care of myself. Mm-hmm. So I have to take care of this person. It ain't no, if, ands, or buts about it. I'm going to protect them. I'm going to love them. I'm going to show them something. I'm going to teach them anything that I can. And that's, it's a scary situation. But once you get used to it and understand that all a child needs is some love, a little guidance, and they can pretty much, you can float on it after that. Just show them a little things and love on them and teach them something and give them just a little bit of structure. Right. They'll be okay.
I love it, man. It's I can't remember a lot of times when I was young. I just hear the stories from everybody. I was my grandma, my dad's mom's first grandkid. Yeah. So obviously I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
And they tell the stories like, Mom's like, man, you was crazy, but we defended you. And then, you would say this and say that. So even then, you were 19, so that means Aunt Shell was young and Karen was young. They basically was like my big sisters in age.
10 and 12, I believe.
Yeah. And so, and then there was Uncle Mike, who was still in the house too.
Yeah.
And so it was and this was before, or did we live with Grandma when I was born, or we was out?
No, when you was born, I was with your mama. We was married. We used to have a apartment, a couple of them actually.
Yeah. And so but in saying that, they're all, me and my aunts and uncles we joke around, laugh. I'm grown now, so I hug them, and they're like, "Man, you huge!" And I remember when you was a baby, and all those type of things. And I love it when we go over there because those conversations are just fun to have, And a lot of people don't really get to feel that sometimes when they're around family, And I think we built, our family isn't. We ain't around each other every day, all day, but when we get together, it's always
all love, man.
Love, you know what I mean? And
it's all love.
My, Grandma and Alex, they're a lot alike. They'll love you for, a couple hours, but you need to move on for a second.
It's time for you to move around.
Yeah, that's it. But they gonna love you from a distance, though. And it's all good. But so I was 5 when Alex came. So Alex comes, throws a second one in the loop, and whatever the situation is there with you and my mom. But how was it when he got in here?
I was a pro at the baby thing.
Yeah.
I actually, like I told you before, since I hadn't had a good night's sleep since '93. Right? I'm up in the middle of the night wiping noses, asthma, headaches, ear infections. So when he came along, I was just I was ready for it. But only thing difference was he was a different person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He got his own personality. So, and that's a good thing. I don't like all people being the same. They can be different. But the only thing about it is he told me he felt neglected in a way because I felt I treated you one way, him one way, and now I'm treating Aiden another way.
Right.
Because it's just y'all 3 different people.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna get the same stuff.
Right.
And so yeah, Alex needed me one way, you needed me one way, and Aiden needs me one way. And it takes a parent to figure that out. And when you see parents say, "Oh, that's your favorite," nah, that's the one that get along with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
That ain't my favorite. He gets along with me. The other 2 don't really click with me like that. But I don't have no favorite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like me and Alex, we was just together the other day, and we was riding, and he said something, and I'm like, "Dude, you are your daddy's son."
Man.
Like it was almost like legitimately you was sitting there talking through his mouth, and we just riding. He like, "Bro, I know, bro." I'm like, it's crazy, man. No matter how much, say even we when you're young, you're trying to fight it. I don't want to be like blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it just came. It was just what it is, man.
Man, you cannot fight. It's like saying I ain't gonna never drink no water again. Look, you can't fight. You're a human being. You are me.
Yeah.
So you trying to fight what?
Yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could be. I don't want you to be just like me, but I want you to understand that. You know me. I try to be a good dude. I ain't trying to cause no problems. Whatever. That's what I want you to be. Mm-hmm. You can decide whatever else you want to be outside of that, but understand, man. You came from.
Right.
Where was you supposed to get it from?
Yeah. That's what you say. Yeah.
I'd rather you be like me than anybody else.
I agree. No doubt.
I ain't met nobody that I would trust my kids with. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Other than me, they mama, you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Those are the people who I know that I had an effect on. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather you be like me. So it don't bother me. People say, "Oh, your kids look like you. They talk like you." I said, "Good."
Yeah, fact. That's pops, man. Mariah, we be sitting there. There was one day she took a picture. You don't even know this, but you on the couch. I'm at your house. You on the couch with your sheet, laying there. I'm on the other side. On the other side of the couch, had the sheet laying the same way. And I never. She took the picture. She's like, "You noticed?" I didn't even notice.
Man, it is what I got a picture of me and you in the bed. Man, both of us knocked out cold. Same arm under their heads, laying the same way. I stared at that picture. I'm like, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have a little homeboy that grows up and you teach him stuff and you show him stuff and he wants to be like you. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Even if you say I don't like this part of my daddy's personality, that's fine. I don't like this part, but as long as I ain't doing no real negative, shit out here acting a fool, then you can go ahead and look at me and you can say, okay, that's my daddy. I want to be like my daddy. You know what I mean?
It's cool it's crazy because like the way you raised us, and when I tell people how you raised us specifically, they're like, how did he find a happy medium with being compassionate and loving and disciplined and hard sometimes and tough sometimes? They're like, where do you find that happy medium? I said, I've never asked him that. I said, but I was loved unconditionally and punished how I was supposed to be punished. I never felt like, me and Alex might say you whipped us a little aggressively.
Yeah, we might have took it too far.
Yeah, but you was young. I look at it now like you was young. We took whoopings, whatever. But I'm like, I never ever felt like I didn't deserve some of them whoopings.
Oh yeah, you never. I don't believe I try not to ever be mad when I whooped you.
Yeah.
I was disappointed. I should tell you, I'm disappointed in you. Because me being mad at you is like me trying to hurt you. I ain't trying to hurt you.
Right.
I want you to learn you fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
So let me straighten this out. Can I straighten that? If I can straighten out that one thing you fucking up on, then we can move on to the next thing.
Right.
Because you ain't gonna stop fucking up.
Mm-hmm.
But I can straighten out. Now you can't do that no more. Now if I take an ass whooping to do it or a conversation, which
Right.
one you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the conversation came on later,
Yeah.
but
But Alex was the one that needed conversation. Whooping they face him.
don't bother him at all.
You know what I'm saying? That was the difference in us. And that's when you say all of us are different.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was.
Yep. That's what's needed. You give a child what they need, not what you want them to have.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he needs from me, he need this from me. He need that from me emotionally or physically or mentally or whatever. Let me give that to him.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can impart some knowledge into him a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
So where would you say you got your compassion from? Grandma?
yep.
And the way she just loves you?
Man.
Because obviously you kind of was the same in a sense. You only knew what she showed you. So she beat on y'all or whooped y'all or whatever.
yeah.
But then again, she's the most loving lady we know.
Man. You know what though? Not just her though. All of my aunts, all of my uncles, both my grandmas. Grandma Taff, you met her.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma, Miss Taylor. You didn't meet her, but Grandma Taff showed love in one way, and Grandma Taylor showed love in another. Grandma Taylor was a huggy, kissy,
Mm-hmm.
oh baby. Grandma Taff was showing you how to live, right? She showed you how to be responsible and take care of your business and that kind of stuff, and that's love too.
Right.
That you can take care of. You show somebody how to take care of themselves. That's loving them.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandma Taft done that. So it was everywhere. Believe me, I didn't have. I mean, we went through stuff, but man, to me it was fun because the people around me, I knew without a shadow of a doubt, cared about me enough to protect me, make sure I was okay, healthy, and just he gave a damn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All of them.
Yeah.
All my daddy's sisters, all my uncles. When we was young, we was everywhere.
Right.
So it was everywhere with a bunch of people. All my cousins on my daddy's side, I've told you before, I don't even know how many people. But it was just, if we was over Grandma Taylor's house, it was people everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. If we go over it was 10 of us on mama's side, so it would be 10 kids in a 2 bedrooms or 1 bedroom. It'd be 10 kids just right locked up.
Yeah.
Running together.
Uh-huh.
So I never was scared. I never was lonely. I felt lonely a few times, being a kid, but
Right.
never neglected, never hungry. Not never went no days, weeks without no food.
Right.
Nobody gave a damn. Nah, man. No drama. Nah, it was cool, man. Other than mom and daddy arguing, but you know how that goes.
Yeah. But then Grandma just loved you to death.
Oh man. You know how I feel about she.
Yeah, facts. Because, I talked to, Mariah about it, my wife, but she's like, where did you being you wouldn't assume from the outside looking in that you're going to be this loving, compassionate. I said, that's just how I was raised. I'm like, I don't know no different.
Once you get it, though, when you be around people that didn't get it, I feel sorry for them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I really do. I be hearing them talking, but then I'm like, oh, man, nobody ever loved you, huh? And you never experienced it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And you ever, but then them the same people that don't love nobody. Because they never was taught how to do it.
Right.
So they don't know how to pass it on.
Yeah.
So then you got another generation of people that ain't never,
Yeah. And it's hard. Like I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Like, how does someone learn that? The only way they learn is if they see it from the person that's closest to them, or they're around it more. But I feel like for them, it might almost seem like ungenuine or unrealistic.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, if I ain't touch you, you know what I'm saying, then, or I don't give you a hug, or I don't tell you I love you, it is all out of just genuine care. Then what do we do? Like, what are we talking about here?
I don't know. When y'all around and I don't get like my touch of y'all, my feel of y'all, I feel like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Did I do something wrong? There's something wrong with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that means something is, messed up in the matrix. If it ain't just happening the way it's supposed to, because it's, these things are supposed to happen. I'm supposed to touch you and give you a kiss and hug you and tell you I love you. What? Something's messing up. So if I don't get it, I don't understand it. When I see people who don't do it, I just feel sorry for them.
Like people, like obviously people don't know, but if you're listening, like my dad would call me or my brother anytime randomly, like, hey, you need to come over here. I need to see you. And we like, all right, you know what I'm saying? We can just know it's if we ain't doing our part by coming over, in reasonable times or whatever, and it's been a while, or you just want to hear our voice, he calls us and let us know. And we just like, all right, come over there. And my brother, he naturally ain't not touchy-feely like that for some, he's just different than me, but even then, he gonna go over there.
Yeah, he'll let me.
Yeah.
He won't like it.
And then, so me, I'm like, my wife would tell you, I go over there and, I lay up my pops. And, Biggie, me, you know what I'm saying? Everybody like, oh, that's weird. I'm like, that's weird for you.
You know what, though? I think the outside looking in, see two big old motherfuckers laid up on each
Yeah.
I don't know if we should talk like
Nah,
that.
you good.
See two big old motherfuckers laid up on each other like that. You be like, what the hell is going on here? That's my baby.
Man.
My baby alone.
Yeah, that's my point. And I hope that for my kids.
I hope you do. But see,
saying?
look, I hope you get it because what children bring life. They do.
Yeah.
Children have a spark in them that'll make you enjoy your life. You be like, oh, I can't wait to see them kids.
Right.
I couldn't wait to get home because I knew you had something planned for me. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was you've been waiting all day. Right?
Yeah.
I want to go swimming, Daddy. I want to do this. I want to go. I want to, whatever. Play water guns, Daddy. I want to. And I'm like, oh, my baby got a plan for me. Let's go.
Let's get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look forward to that no matter what.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I was at work. When I used to work all the time, I'm like, man, I can't wait to get home to my family,
Right.
my folks, right? But people just, I don't know, they get in these ruts, man, where that don't
Please them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get the chase. But me personally, man, I couldn't wait to get home.
Man.
You would be standing at the door, like just door wide open because you knew, I come up bumping.
Right.
That's my daddy. You can come stand at the door, like, and I'm like, oh, here he go.
Time to get it on.
Trying to get it. I had to get my second win. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Take a deep breath. And
Yeah,
here we go.
daddy from the wall. I want to go to the park. Oh, let's ball. I don't want to. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's get it. And we did though. We would go to the park, play catch.
Man.
Like, and it's funny and I think about it, we talking about it, it's like we lived the quote unquote American dream. You know what I mean? Like people like, oh, go shoot with their kids, go play basketball, go watch.
We did all of it. That. Movies together. We go to Frontier City together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I never looked at it like that. It was just it was normal.
Yeah.
Like I tell Mariah, the park. We went to the park by the library. Mm-hmm. She grew up across the street. Yeah. I'm like, there was probably many a times me, my dad, and my brother out there running routes, playing catch, playing basketball, baseball, right there.
Yeah.
Multiple, like tons of times. And she's like, that's crazy. I never seen you. I'm like, I was just out there being a kid, man.
We was out there having, look, I'm going to tell you like this, and it might be, like a lot of people try to take your childish away from you, but that's one thing about being a parent, especially some boys. Now, I don't have any girls, so I can't tell you about that. Yeah. But I mean, having some little boys and take off running, man, come on. I'm gonna beat you, Daddy. No, you ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all y'all wind up rolling on the ground, laughing, playing. Man, come on. Man. Tell me, when you tell me about heaven and all this and all that, tell me I ain't lived it already.
Facts.
Tell me I ain't been there already.
That's crazy.
Come on, man. Yeah. I've already been so happy sitting laughing in the grass, just cracking up, you know what I mean? Yeah. Whatever, somebody say something crazy, I've already, what are you saying to me? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
And that's what it's strange, like being a coach now, being around young, high school kids or whatever. But I'm like, the lessons I learned through spending time with my father on extracurricular things, even if it's just going for walks, playing catch or whatever, the lessons I learned from him helped me later in life and when I got older as an athlete, like catch the ball. And then we're not doing this for no reason. If we're going to do it, let's do it. We have our fun, yes, but then there's time where it's like, I'm saying, hey, I want to do this. Well, okay, if we're going to do this, let's do it.
Let's get it.
Basketball. I tell people all the time, when I want to learn how to go left in basketball, you was like, okay, I'm going to show you. And we was out there working on it in an outdoor playground.
Yeah.
When people ain't doing that nowadays.
No. Just take your kid out, you and your son, right? I remember we used to go places, and I used to have to tell like kids to, we just want to play, me and you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they would want to join in.
No doubt.
And I'm like, dude, just give me a minute. I'm teaching him something.
Right, I remember
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just give me a second.
If you think about it, a lot of kids' parents wouldn't even.
I'm cool. I understand that part, but you know me, I ain't.
Yeah.
Selfish.
Yeah, I know.
When it comes to y'all, I'm selfish. I don't I don't like your mama touching you. I'm selfish with y'all.
Yeah.
Stand it. So if I'm with y'all, man, I just wanted to be me and you, and I don't apologize for it.
Yeah.
I know them little kids, they needed some kind of male figure.
No doubt.
But should have found one other than me. Let me play with my baby.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over here playing with my friend, and you come over to the bar.
And then I was like, sometimes you let them play with us or whatever.
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
little bit.
but I would always tell them, wait a little bit.
Right.
Then we all can play together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I was at the gym the other day, after one of our games. I'm walking, and this man was like, "Yo, Tony," I'm like, "I know this dude from somewhere." I'm like, "What's good?" And he's like, "You remember me?" I'm like, "Nah." He was like, "You remember that time you was at the park shooting with your pops?" And I'm like, "Nah, not really. What's good?" He was like, "Yo, I came up and talked to y'all and shot with you some too." And I'm like, "No, I don't remember." He was like, "Man, you was always a nice, cold kid even back then, man. Little man getting to it." I'm like, "I appreciate it, dude. I don't remember his name for nothing." But it was, for some reason, I remember his face.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy thing. I'm like, how does he even remember me?
Was he there a bunch?
Nah, I think it was one time. But for some reason, throughout growing up, I'd seen him a few times.
Okay, he knew who you was.
He knew who I was, yeah. But I don't think I ever knew his name. But that's just, how it goes, man. You never know what can happen when you get out the house and spend some time with your pops or your family.
Man, hey, look, when you have a kid, and if you don't want to play, right? And that's what parents don't get, man. Go out there and play with them kids, man. Mm-hmm. Don't act like you're above getting on the ground wrestling with them kids or shooting the ball or looking goofy. Because, I ain't never played baseball, but I'll be out there with y'all.
You're facts.
You know what I'm saying? I might look a little awkward, but man, you know what I mean? I even play soccer with you. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we could have fun, why not?
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Man, so yeah, that's me growing up as a kid. I people don't really hear things like this much often from parents, because my dad definitely see things a different way. Not similar to most, but that's just how we was raised. That's how we do things, and I hope to raise my kids in the same way with the same love, because I just think it was beautiful for even the future. A lot of people grow up and start having animosity toward their parents or not seeing eye to eye. We all grow up and that happens, but I've told them multiple times, you're my best friend. You're the person I come to for anything. If it's real serious, if it gets to that point where I got to come chop it up with you, you ain't never told me, whatever. You just sit there and listen. And we've had discussions, long discussions, emotional discussions, whatever it is, but you're there for me. And I think sometimes parents need to realize that no matter what, that's their child. You got to, sometimes they just need you.
Yeah.
Like for real, they just need you.
And if parents would tell you the truth, they love it. You understand what I'm saying? You love it when somebody needs you. You want to be needed. That's just a human reaction. You love it when somebody needs you. When somebody say, yo, daddy, right? Daddy, can you? Daddy, will you? I used to love, daddy, can you fix? Man, I'll break my neck trying to.
Yeah, facts.
I have screws everywhere. I'll be like, man, I'm finna fix this for this boy. And that's just what it's gonna be.
Right.
And that's, man, being a parent, ain't nobody perfect, but being a parent, man, is fun if you look at it like that.
Right.
But you gotta have everything in place. You gotta have help. my mama, my sisters,
My
aunts,
grandma.
uncles. Man, people help me along the way. Being a parent, your grandma, right? Your mama, me and your mama worked good together after a while. When first we was arguing, but we worked good together after a while. But you gotta have help, and if you accept the help, don't be go, these my kids. Da, 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 da. I get that, but let them help you so that you can keep a little bit of mental space for yourself.
Right.
Let people help you. Let people be around and also give you a little advice here and there. Mama will give me advice. You know, my aunts and uncles give me advice. So my cousins, the ones that were older than me, would give me advice. So you can let the community help you,
Yeah.
right? If you keep it all, you know.
Right. So as we got older, high school and all that, you know, we obviously I'm 5 years older than Alex, so we get to high school or even early high school, middle school when you first had the sex talks with us. You know, how was your mind going knowing that things is about to go, you know, change to young men /
Expected it. I expected everything that happened, right? Because you can kind of predict a little stuff, a little bit of hard headedness, stay out, maybe get a little drink somewhere, do all that. You can expect that because that's normal. That's what I've seen people doing.
Right.
Just don't take it over the hill, get arrested, do nothing stupid, driving drunk, all that stuff. It's not necessary. But just the regular stuff, girls, attitude, I expected it. I to be honest with you, I was looking forward to seeing what I could do with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what can I do with this challenge? Because it's just a challenge of your parenting skills, right?
Yeah,
You're dealing with human being skills, I should say.
Right.
Right? You grown, you got your own thinking, you going through things and you puberty and all that. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to go through puberty. You know,
Yeah.
so I can talk to you about that.
Right.
But the thing about it is, with the sex, you know me, I'm not gonna mention no words
Right.
and say, you know, words that trying to scapegoat the situation. Nah, man, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I'm talking about, exactly what body part I'm talking about, and I'm not gonna mention no words with you. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. And I was looking forward to all that.
Yeah.
I used to tell y'all all the time, when you get older, I got something to tell you.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's ironic that some parents kind of shelter their kids away from it to almost sometimes put fear in them, like it's not normal to not be prepared.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, for me, I'm like I talk to a lot of my people around me, people I work with, and they ask and I tell them, and they're like, I say, I don't know if it's my parents didn't have fear. They just trusted the human they raised. They let me dig my own hole, and if it happened, then they'll pull me out of it. But it was one of those things that they wasn't gonna really hold me back because they figured I would make the right decision.
Yeah, you don't wanna do nothing that you have to go back and fix.
Yeah,
you can make little simple mistakes, and you just made dumb teenage mistakes.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody bothered about no little. Kids get all, they want to lie about the little stuff. Nah, man, tell me the truth, man.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't do nothing out of pocket for real, jail-wise, or something really stupid, man, come on, man. We can fix the little stuff.
Yeah.
We can talk about sex. That's no, man. Animals do that. Come on, man. What about me talking about it makes it bad?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never understood it. What about me having a conversation with a grown-up person who got her just like I got her?
Right.
Who not only practicing
Yeah.
and we can't have a discussion?
Right.
Okay.
And that's why I tell people, like, it was easy for me because I could talk to you and my mom about it. If whatever it was, like growing up, like if I'm partying or I got a girl or I'm doing, something happened, it was comforting to know I could come home and no matter if I was in the wrong or not, and just say, hey, look, this was going on, this what happened. And y'all like, all right, well, what we gonna do? Let's talk about it. And then we move on from that.
I laugh at you, nigga. I'd be like, boy, you laughing at
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, I already know.
I was like, okay,
Yeah,
you know what you gonna get from that. Right?
And the thing is, I grew up, y'all don't know, I grew up with my parents split. So my dad had his place, my mom had hers. I stayed with my mom for school and stuff. We go to my dad's, whatever. But I was in that teenage stage where I tried to play him against me. I tried to make my mom lie for me so that my dad didn't know. And I'd go do all this dumb stuff and, just different things like that.
But that's Kitty's, that's the kid.
And that's why I'm like, I don't tell my kids like that's okay to do. But it's not unnormal.
It's not unnormal.
Like it happens.
You can fix it. You see how simple that thought was, right? Oh, I'm just playing these. You ain't hurt nobody.
Right.
You ain't hurt nobody. You ain't hurt my feelings. You ain't hurt your mom's feelings. We know what you do.
Right.
You know what I mean? We like, he trying to, okay, that's my baby. I'm going to let my baby have a little bit. We understand. We get it.
Yeah.
So it's fine. That little stuff, nah.
And then down the line, mistake happened. I was young, made mistakes, whatever. I graduated high school. Now we out into the real world. And one thing about my dad, we had a conversation when I was 18, 19 years old. Was like, look, I want you to stay with me until you're ready to move. It wasn't like a push. You never pushed me. He was like, you gonna know when you're ready. Stay here until you're ready.
You can still stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he was like, if you have questions, you want to shoot me. You want to ask some game. I got you. Whatever. So I moved out when I was 22, going to be 23. And were you nervous about it or you think I was good? I was ready for it.
Nah. You know what? I don't know. I just knew that you could do it. I don't know if I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, he can handle it. He'll be all right. And if not, look, but that's the good thing about having family and foundation around you. If not, then come on back home.
Right.
Right? Just have a place where they can come hide if they need to for a while. It was no big deal. I'm like, I got you. If you need to come on back home, that's kind of fine. But once you got out there, you ain't had no problem.
Nah.
Because, as long as you believe in yourself, and we Taylors too, so
that's facts.
Let me get it.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to make it happen. You might not like the way I did it, but it's going to happen.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
And then now I've been coaching for 9 years. It's crazy to think about. It flew by. And we have a conversation when I come home about my practice or the game, and we talk, and you're like, man, you never say you sound like me, but you be like, man, you're an asshole. But at the end of the day, we all know it comes from the Taylor name.
It might come from that Tav too. That Tav will get you.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't, that I know of, talk about their relationship with their parents growing up because for some people it's an uncomfortable conversation.
It is.
And that's fair. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody has their ways of raising.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that I can tell you is I'm gonna tell it because I don't have no shame in what happened in my world, in my life. I had great parents, supportive, loving, tough, hard, all the things. But for people that's still dealing with it, even at my age, people that's struggling with, addressing something with their parents that they need to, that they never got to.
You got to be brave when it ain't there. You know what I'm saying? When something ain't there, you got to be brave just to be different from that. Like, say you get with somebody who never was taught that. Mm-hmm. And you in a relationship with somebody or friends, it don't matter, who ain't never seen it. It's hard to even relate to them because you don't understand what they're going through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to be brave to say, okay, I got this problem with my parents, and I want to say something. Oh, man, look, you grown now. What they gonna do? Whoop you? I take her ass with them.
Yeah.
Come on, bring it on.
Facts.
You know what I mean? She ain't got the stamina she had back in the day. She ain't gonna beat me too bad.
She only got a couple hard punches in her.
I take them because what's she gonna do? Right? Look, the conversation, if it has to be had, then it just got to be had, man. And the good thing about family is good punching bags too, because you can get stuff out. And the thing about it is you can be mad at me tomorrow, but tomorrow, what am I?
Ain't family.
But what am I?
My dad.
You can get mad at me, but you can't I'm still what I am.
Yeah.
Right? I used to get mad when you was little, but what am I? What?
Yeah, what's the help?
So now what? I'm mad. Now what? Yeah. It's going to change the fact that he going to need his diaper change? Mm-hmm. No. it ain't gonna change that fact. It ain't gonna change the fact that he wants something to eat.
Right.
And food need to be made by you.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't changing nothing. So it's fine if we get into it, man. If you grown and you need to say something to your parents, man, you grown. Go over there. If they love you the way they should love you, then everything will be all right. But all that, I ain't talking to you no more. I hate you and all that. Man, come on, man. We gonna take this in the 40s?
Right. It's crazy, man.
We not gonna take this into the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad if you take it into your 30s. But if you take all that childish mess to your 40s, man, come on, man. Okay. What life did you live?
Right.
Man.
And the big thing with me is I'm not trying to belittle nobody's situation.
No.
Not at all. Mm-mm. But sometimes even the conversation will help you mentally, even if you're addressing it and it don't go the way you want it to go, you got it off your chest.
Get it off your chest, man.
Because when it sit on there, it's a burden. And then burden for 20 years, that's a big one.
And the thing about it, you could be wrong.
Right.
You might find out that you were seeing it the whole wrong way the whole time.
Right.
Right. And you was the one tripping. Right. Mm-hmm. It could be you. But you won't know until you put it out there, and they'll be like, man, what are you talking about, man? You was seeing things in your lens.
Right.
But you ain't looking at the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
But
man, this is this question is the last one, but it's one thing that I know that I feel like people should hear from especially from specifically two black men. But when you raised us, and you always told us we don't look at color. He don't care about us being straight or gay or anything of that nature. Just love the other person like you want to be loved, and some people aren't taught that, you know what I mean? And what is it that made you tell us that even from when we was young?
I think that's the way it was put to me. No matter what variation of person I was, the people who loved me no matter what.
Yeah.
Every time we go around my family today, hey Tony, y'all love you, give me, just they never stop.
Right.
So even though I was wrong in some situation, messed up in this situation, or I went this way and thought I was a thug for a little while, the fact that when I seen those people, they never treated me no different. Mm-hmm. No matter what I thought I was. So that's what.
Because one thing about it is like, I never had this, conversation, but we've always been, in our house open to you date whatever we want to date, race wise, color, size. It did not matter. If they love you and you love them, then that's what it is. And a lot of people I grew up with in my town, or even in certain cultures, even my Mexican side, so on and so forth. A lot of people don't see it that way.
Well, they was raised that way. I ain't gonna be able to blame it on it either, because you got to grow up. If you don't realize by now, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes, drink water, just like you. Yeah. If you don't realize that by now, man, come on, man. You see that person as something different because of what? Mm-hmm. No, because of an idea. Nah, man, that person 2 legs, 2 eyes, drink water, need some sleep, gotta get some need, just like you do. I don't want to think about that. It seems like a waste of time.
I agree.
You really do, wasting your time. I worried about who you. You know what I mean? I don't want no. Do you want to know? Do you want to think about me doing something? Just, you know what I mean? You
yeah.
Don't want,
yeah.
You don't want to know how you was made.
Right.
You know what I mean? You be like, ugh. Mm-hmm. I don't want to think about what you doing, with who or where. I mean, no.
Yeah, but you weren't going to judge me for it. That's the big thing. I never had to worry about none of that.
I don't even understand what that means.
Right.
I'm telling you, I could care less about who you date. Yeah. Because, you know me, for one, who you dating don't matter to me. If they come, if they go, I'm on Tony's side no matter what. So, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't care who your friends.
Right.
We cool, but the minute Tony ain't cool with you, I ain't cool with you no more either. I don't care if you was their friend from, kindergarten.
Yeah.
The minute you say fuck them, I'm catch me at the store. I'ma say my son don't like you. Fuck.
Yeah, it's facts.
You know what I mean? And so who you brought home was irrelevant.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love you. I ain't.
Oh, that's it.
As long as they cool, I'm cool.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give? Someone my age, around my age, that's trying to have kids, has kids, when it comes to raising their kids, even though in this new day and age.
Have fun, man. Love them kids and have some fun. That's the one thing you don't get to see enough of. Just people enjoying the fact that you have a little human being that all kids want to do. You ever met a well-adjusted kid? What they want to do?
Play.
They just want to play. and if you well adjusted for yourself and with your children, man, y'all will play, y'all will enjoy each other. You can teach them something. It's better to teach them when you're playing than trying to force something on them.
Yeah.
Right. So you teach them how to count when you're playing, how to add and subtract when you're playing. Just love them, man, and enjoy, look, have fun, man. I understand that a lot of people look at their kids as their prodigy, and trying to have something to be proud of. To me, pride is outside, not inside. You know what I'm saying? You looking for everybody else to be proud of you. I'm proud. I love that boy.
Right.
And that's all I would say, man. Just love them and play with them and try to teach them something. But out of love, if you love them, out of love, everything will be all right. All the things that I'm talking about is a product of love. Mm-hmm. The fun, the teaching, all that's a product of love. But just love them first. Don't think them as something I'm finna to make this person in a nah, man. First, believe that they are their own little human being, and your contribution should be to love them.
Well, Pops, I appreciate you coming through.
I mean, come on, man.
We probably gonna do another one because we can talk for days.
Oh man, we talk all the time. That's why I be like, "What y'all want to talk about?"
Yeah.
Y'all could just bring mics over to the house and people would get a kick out of it.
Yeah, facts.
Because we just be bullshit.
Nah, I was working on it to where we can bust moves, so we're gonna see how it go.
We can sit there and watch TV and play the game, talk, all kinds of mess.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my Pops, man. And people. Man, I tell them I love them. I hug my Pops. My Pops is the best dude on earth for me. I tell people all the time, there's not many people that I look at and like, man, that's the guy that inspires me to be a better man.
Y'all do it for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every time I look at y'all, I fall in love looking at you. I just be staring at you. I be like, man, I love that boy.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like, y'all hear this. Some dads don't talk like this. Some people don't.
Nah.
But he's always raised us. Do not be afraid of being who you are, expressing yourself however you feel it may be. And I'm preaching it forward, Pops.
Man, look, it's my pleasure. I do it all over again. I would just do it more condensed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because I just want to hug y'all and love y'all and play with y'all, man. To this day, that's it. People, when I say my babies, people just, them ain't no babies. Come on, man.
And that's where it is with it, people. He call us that still. He call, we go over there, whatever. But out of love, we know that's what it's from.
Man, if somebody wiped your ass, you their baby. I wiped your ass, man. You're not gonna tell me that ain't my baby, man.
Yeah.
I stayed up all night, man. That's my baby.
That's facts. But yeah, man, so we're going to wrap it up. Tony Talks with another one. It's Taylor Edition is what I call it. Yeah. We're going to hold it down. We appreciate all the listeners, and we'll come back with another one. And people, don't forget, love is still a strong thing in our world no matter what they try to make it out to be. It ain't soft. It ain't none of that. To me, a man that loves openly or a person in general, you're a strong individual because nowadays they try to shun you just for being a loving, compassionate, understanding person. But that's what we're here to do. That's what I'm here to push because I'm a young man that was raised by a young man, and I came out loving, compassionate, tough, whatever you want to call it, all in one. So yeah, man, don't forget it. You need each other. Talk to each other. If this inspires you to speak to your parents, we best of luck to you, best of wishes to you. because we know, it can help out a lot in some situations that probably need to be had that you've been wanting to have for a while. So
it's easy to let a thought go.
mm-hmm.
Right. As long as there wasn't no incidents of real shit stuff, it's easy to let how I felt go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You made me feel one way. It's easy to let that go. It's easy.
Okay. Well, all right, y'all. Tony Talks. We out of here.